Contrary to popular belief, estate plans are not just for the wealthy. Most people have something of value and can benefit from an estate plan. Not only can it maximize the value of the estate, it also allows for informed decisions on your assets while you're still around. My guest today is Bo Caldwell in Portland, Oregon. And Bo, thanks for joining us. What is the purpose of an estate plan?
You know, that's a really good question. That most people think of estate plans as something for the very rich or the ultra wealthy, but the biggest thing about an estate plan is there to make sure that your wishes are followed after you pass away. If you don't have some sort of an estate plan, then the state government is going to decide what happens to your assets, to your belongings, and more importantly for those in the younger generation, to your children if you have young children. So the biggest thing about having an estate plan is making sure that whatever you want is what happens.
And Bo, the importance of having a good estate plan is around taxation. So which taxes actually affect estates?
That's important to talk about. The federal government just raised the level of estate tax to a pretty high amount. So most folks that I talk to, we don't necessarily have to worry particularly about hitting that federal estate tax limit, at least for right now. But in the state of Oregon, as we know, we have a very low estate tax limit, and that's $1 million. So if you have an estate that's going to approach that $1 million, and included in that is your life insurance policies, is any qualified money you have, so any 401ks or IRAs, as well as any property that you have that's not placed inside of a trust, that's going to be part of your estate. And that's going to be included in that number. So if you're crossing over $1 million, which is pretty easy to do with property rates, then you're going to be coming up against that estate tax.
And what are the essential estate planning documents?
That's the most important thing that I talk with clients about is, do you have the basic documents? And the most basic documents are a durable power of attorney and a medical directive. And the big important things about that are, if you're hospitalized for some reason, you don't want to put the onus on your husband or your wife to have to make those kind of end-of-life decisions for you, especially if they may not know what exactly you wanted. And most estate attorneys will include that as part of your will or as part of your trust, is to have those two documents in there. And really the most important thing is to make sure you review those documents at least every 3 to 5 years, because technology has changed, your life has changed, and your decisions might have changed.
Finally, Bo, why is it important to have a professional in this process?
It's kind of one of those things where you absolutely can do it online if you want to have a do-it-yourself program that it does cost less, but what you don't know can hurt you. And so if you're doing this cookie cutter program that's all these forms, you don't have the benefit of a professional looking out for those holes that you might not realize that you had. So a program like LegalZoom or one of those online programs that can do it for cheap, they can ask you all the questions, but if they don't know the questions to ask about your specific situation. So just like your financial plan, it's really important to talk to an estate attorney who can sit down with you and dive deep into those issues. It's going to cost a little bit more, but in the end, it's going to cost your heirs or your beneficiaries a lot less.
Great, Bo. Thanks again.
Thanks for having me.
That's Bo Caldwell in Portland, Oregon. This is Retirement News Online.